Hey, Jamie, Andy, how's it going today?
Hey Scott, thank you very much, buddy. Jamie, how are you, my friend?
Doing all right. Happy Thursday to everybody out there.
All right, yes, happy Thursday. Thank you guys for joining Andy's Trading Studio. My name is Andy. I'm joined with Jamie, and we hope this will be a treat for you today. I got some interesting stuff. I think you guys are going to like this. So let's move on. Before we do, let's go over the disclaimer. All right, we are here at Trade Ideas. We are a publisher. Okay, we provide content. We educate, but we want you to know this is for educational purposes only. All right, we are not here to try to advise you on any sort of financial decisions. Okay, that's not our job here. If that's what you're looking for, you might want to seek out a registered advisor, stockbroker. But we're going to have some fun today, that's for sure, and we're going to talk about some interesting software and some ideas. But before we do, let's talk about the training, education, and support here. I like to call it 5-star because we pride ourselves, guys, on helping you in every way we can, getting up and going with the trading software. First and foremost, I'd have to say we have the traders room, and Barry is a moderator in there. He's a great trader, but not only does he trade and you get to see the software in action, but Barry loves helping people out. So get in there. It's free for everybody. You do not have to have a subscription, but you can learn a lot more about the software, maybe if you're kicking the tires. Get in there. And not only that, a lot of our long timers in there, the guys that have been around for, guys and gals that's been around for a long time, they will help out as well. So that's one big source right there. And then we have webinars every day, Thursday at 5 Eastern time. These are an hour long, and it's usually Jamie and Steve and me juggling around, handling 3 of those. And then we do on Wednesdays, we throw a Q&A demo webinar at you where our CEO, Dan Merkin, and Brad Williams, our CTO, will be in there and answer any questions that you might have. And they'll show you new stuff coming around the corner, which, by the way, we have something coming around the corner pretty soon, and looking forward to hopefully testing that out for you guys next week. It's gonna be fun. So, and let's not forget about Friday support session. This is every Friday at 12 Eastern. We open it up. It's a Q&A. You guys come in there. We'll answer any questions that you have. All right. And one more thing, we have what's called TI University, and this is a 4-part course. It starts every Monday. You got 12 Eastern, you have a beginner's 101, and then you kind of graduate each day, and you got 201 on Tuesday, and then Jamie finishes it off on Thursday with 401. This is a great place, guys. I hope you can make it live because you can ask questions in real time on the fly. We'll answer them. But if you can't make it, these are recorded on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, find Trade-Ideas, and look at our playlist, and you'll see TI University in there, and they're all recorded on there because we realize some people cannot make it every day, at 12 Eastern. But make it if you can, because we do have a Q&A at the end of each one of these where you can come in and ask questions. All right. Brokerage Plus, I keep forgetting to take this slide out because we've been we've been introducing it for a long time in this webinar anyway. But anyway, it is a great, like it says right there, if you want to auto trade or just manage a portfolio, it is great for trading. You can trade from charts. There's so many things. It's just a super cool interface. If you want to learn more about it, go to trade-ideas.com/beta. All right, the agenda for today. All right, we're going to do the market recap as always. Jamie is going to take over and do the Holly recap. Not a bad day for Holly, considering the big gap up. It usually kind of scares me a little bit, but boy, if I remember correctly, Jamie, she did all right. And
Oh yeah,
Jamie
one of the better days we've seen in a while. Yeah.
yeah. So Jamie will definitely break down a few of those. And then I got two. This is going to be interesting. You guys are going to find this interesting because the market has been kind of messy lately. And I'm going to show you two swing trading that I optimized. One is long, okay, and one is a short. Okay, so and we're going to see how they fare in this market, and I think you're going to be kind of impressed. All right, but before we do that, let's go over the market. Let me pull out my spies here. Come on. Don't do this to me. Well, I just may have to do it. Something is going on here and it's not letting me. There we go. My goodness, took a while to be able to grab that. All right, guys. Well, last week I did the Tuesday webinar for Steve, so it's been some time ago, and I mentioned as long as we're inside this range right here, I would keep the powder pretty dry because we are going nowhere. And sure enough, that was, I guess, back over here somewhere, and here we still are. You know, we've gone back and forth now several times, as you can see. Now we're heading back up. Maybe we're going to attack this tomorrow being Friday, tack this 50 period moving average is lining up right on that very critical pivot level. Okay, so man, I'm not going to try to guess what's going to happen here. You know, if you look back over the last 10 years, chances are, I'd say we're going to go higher, but at some point we're going to have that huge, 25, 30%. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. But anyway, I think you just kind of got to use this level. Moving averages now, they're getting pretty sloppy. You got the 10 and the 20, which crossed the 10, did go back over the 20 today. But I don't know how much weight that holds on this big old gap up in the market. I really think you got to watch these two levels. I think anything inside of these two lines that I just drew for you is just going nowhere until it gets outside of that. You can see obviously that's resistance above, and you got support down there, and everything else is just slop in between. When you get that kind of slop, the moving averages really, they don't hold as much weight to me, because you can see, let's take the 10 period moving average. Look how many times we swapped back and forth through this thing. So I think in this kind of scenario, you really got to use the two extremes. The high up here and the low down here. You're in a channel. Consider it slop until you're out of that channel. Now, if we were maybe to go sideways for a few days and then the averages catch up, then we may be looking at maybe a nice setup. To me, this is not a setup right here. A gap and a spinning top for me. Yeah, that's not to say we may gap above this and go, who knows? But I have to see it first. I'm not going to guess it's going to happen, that's for sure. Yes, Waleed, you're going to love this swing trading episode today. All right, so let's take a look around to see if anything else is looking any different. Qs, kind of the same thing. You got your upper range up here, your lower range. I'm not going to draw the lines. IWM, let's see if it's doing any better. Yeah, not really. It's still under pressure, downtrend. There's just nothing bullish about that, that's for sure. And the diamonds are probably showing more strength as any of them, because you're closer to that upper band, that upper range. Really, you might have to draw it up here though. I think, to be fair, you got that level kind of about right there, and then you got the 50 period moving average. So we'll see what happens, Jamie. To me, it's just slop until we're through, and really that's kind of one of those scenarios where I like to see us through for 3 or 4 days, not just one day, poke the turtle head through and then come back down. I need to see us trading around above that area for maybe at least 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, that's
do you see anything that I'm not seeing? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that's one sloppy range right there.
It is.
Yeah, it's just a picture speaks 1,000 words right there. Definitely not easy navigation through a market like that. Of course, tomorrow is the last trading day of August. So, when we all join back
Yep.
up on the 3rd, since the market's going to be closing on Monday, will we see more of the same? Or will we break up or head back down? I mean, your guess is as good as mine right now.
Yeah, I believe so. It's yeah, I don't think there's any it's hard to make sense out of all that stuff. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised we haven't gone lower, but it's got nice support down there. Spider's been bouncing off this level, and the diamonds as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of wicks, bottoming wicks. But I guess somebody can argue about the same about the top. You just can't really move any higher anyway. So let's see what happens. See what happens tomorrow, and then of course, like you said, a long weekend, and then we got. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, don't look for things to pick up real quick. A lot of people think right after Labor Day, things are going to just come back in. Volumes, it usually takes another week. It seems like everybody comes back getting settled, but obviously you still have trading. There's still opportunity out there, but just don't expect a sudden increase in volume and everybody's back in their chair and getting after it again. All right. With that being said, yeah, Jamie, and the trade count picked up again today too. That was what do we got over there? 34, is that right? Am I reading that right?
34 trades that Holly put out 34 trades, and let's see, about 445, a little over 5 and change as far as the point total goes, which is, it's a great day for Holly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can tell by looking at my profitable trades only. It was rather full today. When I see that, I know Holly's having a pretty decent day. So I'll let you take it and break down some of the better trades.
Absolutely.
And some of the worst.
Let me grab the screen here.
All righty.
Okay, you should have eyes on my desktop now. So just like what Andy was talking about, here I've got the all trades blotter. We can see here, not just one segment, but all the segments, all the trades represented here in this blotter. And I've sorted by risk on. Of course, let's take a little snapshot at the other end of the spectrum here. There's always going to be some losing trades, but boy, when we look at risk on and look at the ones that finished red versus the ones that finished green, well, as we were pointing out earlier on this point total over here, on the channel bar, up a little over about 520, 530, 5.2, 5.3 points. These numbers, of course, are all assuming trading 100 shares per trade. So as Andy was pointing out, what we have 34 total trades, up a little over 5 points. And today is just one of those days where you don't have to look very far to see some nice risk on spread. I mean, virtually all of these have some type of spread that we could have hopefully gleaned a little bit. Biggest winner of the day, believe it or not, was a smaller dollar stock. Little AR kicking out a 6.31% gain, holding into the close. Was up just slightly better than that at the top up here. Just put a little line up there. But let's just take a look at this one first. Let's see here. What did she get on AR on risk off? Yeah. So didn't do too bad on this one. 12 cents, nothing to write home about from a monetary perspective, but when it's a $3 stock, makes a lot more bang for your buck. 12 cents on risk off, another 8 cents in there that you could have had taking on a little bit more risk, but the big winner of the day, 6.3%
nice percentage,
on AR. So here we have our little signal right here. Eyes are playing tricks on me today. Yeah, AR made it through the timed exit. The reason I wanted to take a double take there is because once we get up here and we start doing this flatline dance, a lot of the times that's when Holly's going to say, you know what, I'm out on a profit save or whatever. But she made it the duration here. And so just, using some of the 50-50 methodology here, what we're going to find today is a lot of these, the break-even stop on the second lot would have kept you in, so we could have plugged out with Holly and just sat with the rest. And, if you were patient, here's our entry line down here. So, boy, levitating well above that for the remainder of the day. When you see Holly getting out here, could have easily kept that second lot and said, you know what, we'll give it back to a flat, break even, would have kept you in this one nicely to hopefully extract a little bit more of that big percentage gain between 12 and 20 cents there. So not a bad little runner there as far as the biggest percentage winner of the day. But we had a couple of nice ones up here too. While RTN was nice, and we can see Holly's entry signal here, you know, interesting that she called it here. We get just this slow grind up adhering to that 10-period fast line. And, you know, my eyes would be drawn to breaking that range, but we just kind of ran out of time today. Bumped its head on it once, took another run at it in the last 45 minutes and did manage to get back up there. But $1.17, if we just call that 15, so 60, 58 cents or so, risk off spread in there. So, you know, even if you capture an extra 20, 30 cents, hey, over time that adds up. Once again, take a look at the entry signal here. If we would have stayed in the second lot with Holly and used that break even stop, once again, that would have kept us in, and that's pretty much going to be the motif on a lot of these today, because once these things got going, a lot of them didn't look back. VCYT, not doing crazy volume today, but you know, today was one of those days where you didn't have to have a whole lot of volume because everything was just kind of getting pulled up in that northerly draft along with the rest of the market. Pretty big spread in this one though. So what do we have here? About 39 cents between 53 and 92, I think. 40, 93, yeah. About 39 cents in there. But man, a lot of these trades just worked immediately. Like this one a lot, because once we got past this level right here, this would have been a good place to add to the position. You know, just off to the races, not a whole lot of pain in this trade, getting way above that entry line in the first, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about hour and 15 minutes. What are we doing? We're pecking on that range right there, that upper end of the range. Punches through it and just keeps on going. Holly did get a pretty good score on that one, 53 cents. But once again, taking a little bit more risk. Of course, today was a little bit easier to read since we were seeing all of these happen, all acting pretty much in similar fashion. Never really had any big pullbacks in the market. You know, let's just take a look at that real quick. We had just this one little release here, and boy, it happened fast. I mean, it happened so fast, you didn't even have time really to acknowledge, you know, because by the time it, you know, we pulled it back up, we already wicked back up to here. Man, that 10 period acting like a trampoline on the, not only on the SPY today, but a lot of these plays as well. So really good ones, you know, RTN, VCYT. Let's take a look at the volume on RTN. See, even RTN, Raytheon, one of the big military industrial complex stocks, coming in at 0.93, VCYT today, 0.75. Usually in a, well, today was not your normal session, we could say, based on, you know, the action that we've been seeing. And I think you know, I don't know about you, Andy, but I was really shocked at the largeness, the size of the gap this morning.
Yeah, likewise.
You know, I was like, okay, well, what have we been seeing here lately? You know, a lot of the times the gap fill, partial gap fill, but boy, it just didn't have any of it today. It just pretty much motored up all day. ARVN, here's one that had just a little bit more oomph as far as the relative volume goes, 1.48. ARVN, keeping with the same motif as a lot of these Holly trades. It was just off to the races as soon as we got in for the next 45 minutes. On that one, once again, timed exit, rule of the day. You know, look at all these winning trades, all of them except 2 were timed exits. I mean, she was just on fire today. We did get a profit save in TW. We'll take a look at that one in just a moment. You know, a little bit more juice in this one, but in keeping with tradition, just like these other ones that I've already looked at or that we've looked at, I mean, using that break-even stop today, that was just golden. A lot of these never look back. Now, 45 cents in TW, and once again, not even one on relative volume, but some pretty nice market action here. This one was tailwind, you know, got a nice little pullback here, and then what a nice choice entry signal right here at 43.18. Next candle up green, did get a little bit of wiki action here, but never really in any pain, never really getting into this stop loss area here. So we had 45 cents additional on this one. Holly closing it out on a profit save. This is the one that she did get a little bit nervous on. You know, the following 30 minutes after the trade was made, we're getting this crazy wick action. It's no big surprise to see her get a little antsy and go, you know what, I'm going to take what I got here. But even so, you know, one wick down to the entry line, and then after that, it was nice and calm, adhering to the 10 period. So if we use that 50-50 methodology again on a break-even stop, the break-evens were working nicely today, you know. And I do believe that that is about it. We did have, what, 12 cents in BWXT here. So not exactly, you know, anything to write home about from the numerical perspective. But once again, it's just the chart and capturing more than what Holly's locking in and risk off. So only had about 12 cents of spread in this one, but pretty much the same song and dance. Now, this one would have been a little bit flirty if we would have tried to use a break-even stop. If we took half off the table with Holly in risk-off mode, you know, you can see here, this was the one that came the closest, but no cigar. 58.18 on the entry, low of that candle. Let's see, stealing my data here, Andy. Wasn't giving me my metrics up there. So 58.18, and then the low of that candle right there was 58.20. So this is the one that would have come the closest on stopping you out on the break even, but kept you in by 2 pennies and would have been able to enjoy a move higher. So all in all, Andy, just a stellar day for Holly. You know, even on a trade count of above 30, when you're kicking out 5+ points, 5.2, 5.3 points, hey, I'll take that every day, because, you know, if you did automate Holly today, even with slippage and commission, you probably enjoyed a nice little lump of cash there at the end of the day.
Yep, that's true.
Yep. So
good job,
you know,
Jamie. Yeah.
as we were alluding to earlier, you know, I got no idea what the market's going to do tomorrow. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe we edge back down. Maybe we break out of that range. But, you know, hell of a day from Holly today, and we'll just have to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, on a big gap up and really not much intraday movement, you know, in the overall market. So that was, yeah, that was encouraging.
Yep. You know, it's when, you know, if we just kind of look back at the daily here, for a statistically inclined system, this is one of the roughest seas to navigate right here. Just this constant chop up and down, up and down. So, you know, we'll see what happens, and I'll kick it back over to you.
All right, Jamie. All right, so going through my head today, I'm thinking, gosh, boy, this is some really, really sloppy action we've seen lately. I wonder if we can make sense of any of this. Maybe we can apply, you know, some strategies to where we're not getting caught up in this, you know, day trade. I mean, it's just been a mess, guys. I mean, and I've talked to other traders where it's really difficult. You know, the strong ones are not following through. You know, the ones you think got a lot of volume behind them and they just peter out. Just we're seeing a lot of that. So it's like, well, let's see if I can put something together for some, you know, maybe some swing trading idea, which it's also going to be very difficult when you have these huge moves in the marketplace. You get stopped out a lot. I said, what the heck? I'm going to try it. So what I did, you guys are, most of you in here are familiar with my top list, pull back above 50 SMA Pro. Let's just take a look real quick just to remind everybody what this is looking for. Okay, this is kind of a scan that's looking for possible, you know, long entries on strong stocks technically, you know, over the last several months. So basically, it's just looking for stocks that over $5, they're in the position in your range. They have to be in the upper half. I got a minimum of 50. The change from 50-day SMA just essentially just says it needs to be above its 50-day simple moving average, and that's it. Position in 5-day range, I'm looking for stocks pulling back. That's why you have a max here of 25. Okay, we know by clicking on our show me button, the price is no more than 25% above the low end of this range, so it's pulled back in a 5-day range. Well, what and this is a position in range which I really don't need, because what I'm going to do is I wanted to turn this into alert, right? And I've done this before as well, but I've never really dug into it and back tested and optimized over and over like I did today. But I first wanted to do this to flip it and see how the shorts were working. I'm going to optimize them with those. All right, so with that in mind, what you're looking for, this is what I built. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull them both up here. That's the pullback above 50 SMA long swing. And I'm also going to pull up the bounce above 50. Make sure I don't have a recent version. Yeah, bounce above 50 short swing. Okay, so I got two strategies here, and I'm thinking which one is going to be working in this market. All right, and there's a chance none of them will be working. All right, so let's see what I've done first of all, because you have to change it up a little bit because you're taking a T window and you're turning it into an A window. All right, so what I did is collaborated, turned it into an A window. I'm not going to go through that process. So I really want to spend some time on these concepts today. But let's take a look at the configuration real quick, since I have turned it into alert, because I had to make some changes. And of course, a lot of these filters in here were me back testing. I'd love to do that for you in real time, but the problem is after I go through maybe 50 back tests, I have no idea how I got to some of these numbers. So it's almost impossible to reverse it and try to show you how I did it, because sometimes at the end I don't know how I got there, but I know it's working. All right. Not a whole lot, but let's take a look at the main things here, right? The price just happened to optimize best between $20 and $85. Position in year range, this was another optimization. Okay, I'm looking for stocks that are, in the upper, what is that, 32% of their yearly range. Change from 50-day SMA, the same as the scan that I showed. Position in 5-day range. Well, now that I'm looking for a stock that's already hitting a new high, okay, I tried it at 35%. The problem is by the time it reverses and goes through yesterday's high, it's already up and out of that 25% range, the 5-day range. So what I had to do was come in and make this position, I had to turn it into 50. Okay, because remember, we're no longer looking at a scan that's pulling back. We're looking at one that's pulled back and now has gone and reversed and hitting a new high. So sometimes it can get up out of that range pretty quickly, so we don't want to miss it. All right, so a few other optimized daily RSI, max of 61 or 62. Position in 20-day range, another optimization. Position in previous day range, that's the same filter we have on our other one. We want to see it about to take out yesterday's high, or it can have gone through it. In other words, gapped up and gone. So basically, this is the same scan that I was just showing you that I've used for scanning for a very long time, but I turned it into an alert and I optimized it. Okay. Now, what I want to kind of help you guys with, and anybody, is because I know what it's like to trade action like this if you're just shooting from the hip. In other words, you're coming in and you're just waiting to see stuff and you don't have a strategy and you're just kind of chasing stuff around. Every trader has known it. It can be very difficult, especially when the algos out there in day trading are just meant to take your money. So for those who want to slow things down, and maybe put a strategy where you have a defined entry, you have a defined stop loss, and in this case you have a defined exit. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, and this can kind of take the emotions out of it. Okay. So let's just, enough of me going through this. Let's go ahead and just do the back test on this. So this is the pullback above 50 SMA long swing in a market that's going to test back over the last 65 trading days. So we can all agree that it hasn't been just a straight up bullish tape, by no means. So let's just go ahead and back test this one. My entry time is optimized. I'm sorry, somebody had a question there. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't pertaining to this, but it's not. We'll get to that side in just a moment. Timed exit. We're looking at the market open tomorrow plus 3 days. Risk management. We're using a percentage. I always use a percentage, and we're just using a straight up 3% stop loss from our alert. And going to advance, and we're going to do it 65 trading days. And since this is long, we are going to hit simulate buy. So what the backtester is going to do now is going to go through and backtest every trade that came through here the last 65 trading days, which is basically 3 calendar months. And this is what we got, okay? Which I was really surprised. Thank you, Waleed. Yeah, I'm thinking to me, I was like, you know, to find long swing strategies in this market, and it all goes back to this very important scan that I built a long time ago. Because what's happening is here, you are finding good entries. These are beautiful entries, okay? It's how you manage the risk, okay? They're great entries whether they work or not. You know, you got to manage the risk, and this is a way that's showing you that if you manage the risk. Now, I can say right now, you have to have a big account to get these kind of monetary, you know, this is basically a $35,000 month, but you would have to have buying power of 750,000. So basically you would have to have about a $375 account if you got 2-to-1, you know, margin overnight. But nonetheless, profit factor 2.38. Look at this winning percentage, 64% winning percentage. That's crazy. Average winner and that versus average loser, not bad. You don't expect it to be great with this kind of action, but still not bad at all. So, and don't worry guys, I will share this with you, but I wanted to present this, but what's even more amazing, I think, is what you're going to see in the next one, okay? Because this is basically, let me minimize this real quick, is this strategy flipped? Okay, so now we are looking, let's look at the configuration real quick. Okay, we're looking at a new low. Everything has just been flipped, okay, except the price has been optimized between $20 and $500. Position in your range, just the opposite. We're looking for stuff on the lower part, in other words, weaker stock. Change from 50-day SMA, it's got to be below it. Okay, the max is negative 0.01, it means it's below its 50-day moving average. Position in 5-day range, just the opposite. It's on the minimum side, so we know it's bounced up, and you know, in the upper part of its 5-day range, and position in previous day's range. In other words, we want it near yesterday's low. That's where we want to short it. All right, well, and the reason I wanted to show you both today, guys, is because, you know, there's times when, you know, when you can put strategies to work that are bullish, and there's times, you know, when you can put strategies to work when it's a bearish market. And what I've noticed today, and I noticed this one right here, this bearish one started to work a lot better once we broke our 20-day and the SPYs. And so I'm going to start paying a little more attention to that. As a matter of fact, I'm requesting we get some filters from, you know, with the SPY change from its certain moving averages, like change from 20 period, because I think we could work a lot of magic in these alerts if we can you know, specify when we want to take these alerts. In other words, where the spiders are trading. Are they below their 50? Are they below their 20 period? Are they below their 10 period? So I think that would be a huge help. But nonetheless, first of all, I'm going to do this. I am going to run this back test. Start time is optimized. Same hold tomorrow. I'm sorry, market open tomorrow plus 3 days. Risk management 3%. Advanced. I'll have it on 30 right now. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up all the way. okay? And we're going to run it first with the full 65 days. We're going to simulate sell. You're going to see it's going to start off kind of rocky, and then it's going to get a lot better. Okay, still made money though, even factoring in all this, because remember, we're going back 3 calendar months. So we got 1, okay, we got 2, we got 3. So we're basically looking at all this up move right here. We're applying this strategy, okay? Which I go back to, because what I'm doing, I'm watching here, and that's what I did. I went to the daily, okay? And you can see on these up moves, how much red you see in here, because you're really, I mean, this is a bullish tape, okay? And when to sit here and just apply a strategy in a bullish tape like this of shorting, it is asinine. I mean, it's just, and I think this is where you can really benefit, guys, if you start paying attention to the market and when you should apply your strategies and when you shouldn't. So in other words, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to see what happened. Okay, you can see right here when we dropped it below our 20 period moving average, you can see where all the profits started. Just profits. 2 huge profit days, profits. Well, what happened is we rolled over below our 20 at that point. Market started getting real unstable, and you can see the profits started really coming in to this short strategy. Okay. That being said, let's go back to the summary page. If you're shorting the right stuff, you still would have made money, even with those in the bullish tape we had for 2 of those months. Because, guys, it all gets back to what are you, what are you going long and what are you shorting, okay? Keep it simple, okay? These stocks right here are very, very bullish technically on a longer term time frame. These right here are very bearish technically on a longer term time frame. These are the ones you want to short, these are the ones you want to go long. All right, so let's just do this. Let's go back and retest this, and that's almost exactly 30 days when it broke below that 20 period moving average. This is why I'd love to have a filter. If I had a filter in here that the SPYs had to be below their 20, it would not even shown any trades right here until the SPYs broke down. So let's do that. Let's go back and back test this using 30 days. This is just applying common sense is what it's doing, guys. And let's simulate sell. Give me a drink of water while I'm waiting on this. Isn't that a beautiful curve?
Not too shabby.
Look at there. Not too shabby there. This is Jamie. This is why I was saying, this is why I'd love to have a SPY relative to moving average filter. I think it would just be, I could just work some magic with that kind of stuff. So now because you're taking out everything, from here to here, as long as we're in a nice, uptrend. But even though we don't have those filters, guys, I mean, look, when we close below this on this day right here, you could come in the next day and say, okay, I'm going to turn this bad boy on because I've seen the results when the tape gets kind of wishy-washy. And this, the tape hasn't continued to get clobbered. It's kind of gone choppiness, but still, you can see the weak stocks are still selling off. That's look at that average winner versus average loser. Just great, 63% winning percentage almost. So let's see, so below the the 20 SMA, I think to me, I looked at this and studied it a lot today, and then looked at the drawdowns and the daily here and started seeing when it really started kicking in. But it just goes back to common sense, Waleed, because if I have a bearish strategy and I see this price action like we're seeing right here for 2 months, you know, I think I'm going to wait. Maybe wait until we do get a break of that 20. I guess the same thing could be said about, the breaking above the 20 period moving average if you're looking at some of these, bullish swing. Although this worked pretty well even in this choppy stuff. So most people like to go long while lead, and I would have to do some study on the bullish one, the buying, the pullbacks. Obviously, you don't want to do it when the market's just getting clobbered, in a 2 or 3 month sell-off like we saw last Christmas. That's a very dangerous to do. Any long strategy in that, especially a swing strategy. But as long as the market's kind of stable and you're getting some nice little uptrend, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is something, and I'll continue to work on this. I spent a lot of time on these today, and I will share these with you. But I have some other ones that I'm working on as well, and soon to come, I hope you're going to see Andy's swing trading channel over here, so you can just click into them and get maybe 4 really good alerts to use whenever you want to use them without. And then if I do make changes, you guys will have them immediately in the channel. Yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys today. Seemed like there was something else I wanted to go over. Yeah, a lot of time when you get these setups, guys, here's what you're going to see though. I mean, they're going to be this is what I wanted to talk about coming soon, and we're going to be testing this out pretty quickly. We're going to have paper trading. Not through a broker. You're going to be able to do it on Trade Ideas, which is going to be huge for people who are coming into the business that wants to give trading a practice, and because that's the way it should be. I get so tired of traders coming in and blowing up in a month or two, boy. So we're implementing a paper trading platform here, using the Brokerage Plus. So I think it's going to be great for people to come in and not just dive into the market. Maybe spend a couple of months paper trading, applying some strategies, and working on some concepts, and not just blowing up the account in 1 or 2 months. Because I think a lot of people are going to find out that longer term day trading or swing trading can be much more beneficial to your health. But let's see. I want to see if I see anything else. Let me go over here. Yeah, and I still may be. Oh yeah, this is what I want to talk about. The trade count. If you're. Let me pull that other one up as well. There's the long one. See, these are pretty high trade counts. Okay, so if you're swing trading and you're trying to like auto trade this, it's going to be very tough with you because you're going to have a huge account size. So what you guys can do is you can go in and optimize these further. I'm hoping to work with some of this stuff into Holly. So when we do the longer term trades for Holly, we can kind of work these in there. So we do need a high trade count so Holly can take it and do her magic and back test it over and over through all the many filters that we have. So it's not beneficial to Holly for me to give her a strategy with total trades 120. She can't do anything with that. But something like this, she can. So, but anyway, this is something that if you do, and then maybe when we get that paper trading going, you guys can take this and do further optimization and try to get this total trade count down. Don't curve fit. Remember, don't do it to where you have 30, 40 filters in here and then you're curve fitting. You don't want to do that. But maybe get it to wound, to where it's possible. But nonetheless, you're still going to get some great trade ideas, trade ideas. That's right. That's the name. Let's take a look at some of the stuff today that came through. That's what I wanted to do. We'll take a look at some of these charts. And we had a lot because of the market today. Want to see if this thing is working. There you have one right here, fired right off from the get-go. Look at the nice steady pullback to the 50 period moving average, spinning top. This is what I'm talking about, guys. this is the kind of stuff the naked eye is not going to catch. Okay, but if you have a well-constructed alert that's put together and you can see this being pointed out to you, man, that's just golden. I don't know if this is going to work. It could roll back over. If the market does, maybe it will, but that's still a beautiful entry. Let's see what this pins looks like. Ah, nice one there. Look at that. Recently trading near an all-time high, lifetime high, 3 days of pullback, boom. This could end up going, just, gosh, that's pretty. Need to start trading more of these, Jamie. You know, these can be day trades too.
Everything starts as a day trade.
Yep. Anyway, I am looking forward, yeah, to putting this stuff together. And there's another beauty facing. See, this is the kind of stuff that good traders, you know, that you look for. See, Leonard, I clicked on that one already. Yep, that one doesn't look bad. All right, let's take a look at some of the, probably, I don't know if we had a whole lot of these coming through today just because the market's been so tough. And we had a couple. EPI, let's see what we're looking for here. Well, it didn't really do anything. There's our alert early. Wisdom Tree India earnings fund. Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, you know what? That thing can roll over just like anything else, I guess, Jamie. Still in the money. TS. But you see what's happening here? There's your signal in TS, and you're in the money now and looking for it, hopefully, to break that 20 period. See, you can almost have both of these strategies working and maybe making money in both directions. So essentially, you're hedged. But look at these week chart. This is the kind of stuff you want to be shorting. Okay, you don't want to be shorting, you know, trying to pick Roku and telling yourself, oh man, this thing's going to fall back at some point. Yeah, it eventually is. And I talked about this last week when I did the, you know, I guess there's a method you can do to do these things, but it's a lot easier sometimes if you short the right ones.
So Andy, we had a couple of questions
All right, let me
popping through here.
Yeah, let's go.
Are you going to drop those links into the chat area?
I sure am. I'm going to drop them right now. First one is going to be the pullback, the long one. And I am just going to call it, I'll call it the long swing. There you go. And the second one obviously will be the short swing. Oh wait, I didn't mean to pull it up. My internet's getting tired, so country internet. All right, short swing. All right, I did drop both of them in there. One is called long swing and the other one is called short swing. And let's see if I missed anything. Yeah, David, I dropped them in there. Are they in there now? Seems like he's having computer troubles.
Yeah, I can see him over here, Andy,
David.
so.
Yeah, okay. So hopefully if he doesn't come back in, he can just write me. Okay, yeah, David got them. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, that's about it. These are the only two things I had on the docket. I will have another one that I've been working on for swing trading probably next week. So we'll save it for that time. You're welcome, Waleed. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mike. All right, guys, I'm going to bring Scott in here. And Jamie, unless you have anything to add, did I miss any questions or anything?
Nope, we're all good. Good stuff, though. Good stuff.
All right, thank you, Jamie. All right, Scott, if you want to come back in and walk them out, you guys hang on. Scott will have a discount code for you.
Sure, yeah. So there's a new ebook out. If you don't have it yet, there's 3 volumes. Each volume has 2 chapters. Both Andy and Jamie contributed to it. Go to trade-ideas.com/setup to get them. They're free. Just put in your email address to get the downloads. And they're organized by topics. So the first volume has swing trading, and the second volume is about active investing, and the third volume is about how to use range breaks and pullbacks to find opportunities. We've got a podcast. We're going to be starting up this part of the season again. Summer winds down, so get tuned for that. Just search for Trade Ideas Podcast in whatever app you use to listen to them in, and subscribe so you get the newest episodes as soon as they are available. We've got a code that's good for the rest of this month, which is only a few more days. So use it before the month ends. It's Sun and Fund, all caps. It saves 15% off your first month or year of Trade Ideas or any upgrade or Brokerage Plus. We have a help email, and that's info@trade-ideas.com. That's the best place to send all of your questions because it goes into our help desk software. You can follow Jamie on Twitter @QuantBot. We've also got @TradeIdeas and @TodayTrader. Facebook.com/TradeIdeasPro is the best place to go for. It's the best place. I'm sorry. Trade Ideas Pro is our Facebook handle, and that you can follow us there and share stuff with your friends. Info@TradeIdeas.com is, again, the best place to send your questions. We're going to have the recording of this up later on tonight or tomorrow. You get an email tomorrow from GoToWebinar with a reminder of how to find it. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, friends.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one.
Yep, Friday support session. Come join us.